Welcome to the March Spring Equinox 2022 and Tarot for all of the signs. Hi guys, this is Nikki E and welcome to another video. Today guys, I am bringing you the Spring Equinox on the 20th of March 2022. Now this is a new beginning guys, a brand new beginning, astrologically wise as well. I don't know if you guys have felt it, but it actually felt like for the first 3 months of, the first 3 months of this year, it was like we're still in 2021. Now the past 2 years have not been the easiest. We've navigated our time and our senses and our minds into a brand new world. We're in a new decade. We're in a new world. Whatever we did in the past is no longer happening. It's a time that we had to think about what we're doing in this new world, okay? And it hasn't been easy. Change and transition is never easy for anyone, even people that are extremely mutable. I'll say extremely adaptable as well. It's never easy because it was just bam, new world. What are you going to do about it? So we had to change. We had to change our ways. We had to change our thoughts. We had to change our feelings. We had to change more or less everything about us. Even when it came to business or personal, things changed. So we have now visited a third new time in this new decade of the spring equinox, which is we're actually basically easing into 2022. Even though 2022 started in January, we're more or less we're going to be feeling it right now. Now, the spring equinox is a brand new time because, you know, guys, I don't do things exactly as everyone else does, you know, because I'm so different like that. Anyway, but the spring equinox basically is the 20th of March, so it's on the cusp, because, you know, I like talking about cusps, and you just reminded me, guys, I am going to be doing a cusp with the signs because I personally believe in it. I'm a cusper myself, but I'll be doing it with the tarot as well, because, you know, tarot is my best friend. So I will be doing a series of the cusps with the tarot. And definitely, because we're going to be easing into a new 2022, more or less, it's a good time to be doing something a bit different. So the March equinox is obviously, you know, a time, it marks a moment when the sun, it crosses the crystal equator. And it's just, you know, and you know, you see some people basically, they go to like the Stonehenge and they visit it and they do rituals and they do blessings and, you know, they watch the sunrise happen. It's definitely a celebration of spring. And, you know, spring equinox, it really and truly just means equal night. And it does feel, when it does happen, that, oh, you can just breathe properly. Like you can, like, you know, sometimes it feels like you're catching your breath, especially during March, especially during like January till March, that you're just like keeping your head above water. But when this happens, it's like a huge sigh of relief. It's like you're going to be starting something different. It's almost going to feel like a bit of a detox moment we're going to be having. So it's on the cusp of Pisces moving into Aries, even though, you know, when you look at like charts, it is Aries season. It's still on the cusp. So anyone born on the 18th to the 20th of March, you are a cusp. And happy birthday, especially on the 20th. So it's a brand new time. You know, you're going to be really in 2022. So what can some of the things that you can do? Well, obviously, you can do spring cleaning. You know, a lot of people, you know, some people start to really, because, you know, we're coming out of the dark, we're coming out of winter. So yeah, and it depends on where you are in the world. You know, some places it's quite hot in January to March, but in London it's not. So the weather, even now, like the weather tends to get very dark in the winter, like 3:30 it's very dark. But even now it's actually starting to get lighter. So some of us can actually feel physically lighter, you know, really tidying up the home, doing proper spring cleaning, doing just feeling a bit more happier. You know, we've come out of it, you know, it's like you're coming out of this darkness and it's now, I can do this now, starting new projects. This is a great time to be, you know, using essential oil. This is a great time to be saging your house as well, because it's a brand new time, especially for the first 3 months of March, April, May, and up until June, when we have the summer equinox. Okay, the summer solstice, should I say. So it's a time to be doing, and also it's a time to be, you know, some of you may want to go to the beach. Some of you might start prepping your body, you know, eating more fresher, healthier. Remember, we're moving into Aries. Aries is about the physical body. So it's great to be, you know, starting like a new workout regime. Some of you may be going really hard, really fast. You know, take your time, because Aries also rules the head and it also rules accidents. So it's actually great to be, you know, okay, I wanted to like really get healthy, but I'm going to start doing it now. You know what, guys? I do find that Aries and Virgos are quite similar. For some strange reason, it's very, very similar. Their energies, especially when it comes to like taking care of the body, because Aries is about action, you know, action, reaction, starting something new, going head first, not really caring. And also when it comes to like the Aries season, it is about, okay, this is how I'm going to be carrying on. This is how I'm going to be getting fit. And Virgo's like, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing now. I'm going to sort out this paper. I'm going to, you know, detox my body. I'm going to prepare meals. I'm going to work out. I'm going to, you know, make sure that I'm early for work. And it's sort of like the same similar energy. I don't know if you guys feel that too, but that's what I feel. So with saying that, so this is actually a great time to be doing that. You know, guys, feel free to let me know what type of rituals that you do during the equinox season. But yeah, you know, sometimes it's not, sometimes you can just forget to be doing something when this happens. You know, the energy does change, the mood changes, things start to become a little bit more faster. Things, you know, flowers are starting to blossom, and you know, things that the energy is just shifting and it's definitely changing. We can't forget during 2022, during this time, especially in April, we have this Jupiter Neptune conjunction, and we also have the, you know, Jupiter going into Aries. So there's a lot of fresh beginnings, especially with the conjunction of Jupiter and Neptune. A lot of new beginnings are actually happening, and the fact that it's happening in April, it's a fresh new start. So during this equinox time, it's going to be heralding this new beginning, and we'll be silly not to feel it. We'll be like, and unless we're really, really tired, and obviously it does depend on where it is in your house chart. You know, even if it's like in a 12th house, you're going to feel it. Okay, so yes, it's going to be a new beginning, and even like astrology wise as well, it's going to be a time of, we're going to be feeling really proud, and you know, really putting ourselves out there, really confident. A time of initiating new things, dressing different. Some of us can be dressing more louder. Also, I'm seeing with also this energy is that, you know, it's a time of like creativity, showing how you feel, you know, speaking your truth as well. Yes, you know, there can be a little bit of drama with that, you know, in how you're projecting yourself and what you are receiving back as well. We have Saturn opposition, you know, the opposite, we have an opposition to Saturn that's going on. So there's going to be like this, a bit of a push and pull, like what your responsibilities are and what you actually need to do. There's an energy of wanting to have freedom, but also having to like really buckle down. And also when it comes to like, you know, what you're actually supposed to be doing and what you really should be doing too. But still, you know, we have Neptune. Neptune is always, you know, Neptune's always creeping up, trying to smooth things over. It's going to be helping us with our creativity because, you know, this energy does feel quite serious, guys. Not in a horrible way. It just feels like serious, like, because what I saw of the energies with this is like a lot of the themes are connected to like money, resources, shared resources, and our relationships, business contracts, and, you know, business contracts, but also personal and business relationships as well. And that's because the moon for this is in Libra. Okay, so, but also with the moon being in Libra, it's also a time that, you know, we're going to be, you know, when it comes to like how we're emoting, it's about showing our feelings, but also having, and it's not really hard for Libra, to be honest with you, but it's like, you know, showing the feelings, but having a bit of maturity along the way. So being a bit more level-headed. So how we communicate is like, you know, communicating our truth. It's about seeking balance, partnerships, but also seeking our truth, but making sure that things are done instead of like things are very much up in the air. Because remember, we've got Saturn that's still in Aquarius, and that is still going to be there until next year. And that is putting like the hammer on things. One good thing is I wasn't really feeling Saturn in Aquarius, but at the same time, there are things that are actually coming out that we didn't want. There are laws being put in place that we didn't actually want as well. But it's actually essential because we're moving into an era. And, you know, we're seeing like some generations are not handling it very well. We're seeing some generations that are actually navigating their way in it. But there's some generations that are just really ready, okay? Especially when Pluto goes into Aquarius, but that's another story. But yes, so even though how we're communicating in any way, this is a time that is of maturity. It's about seriousness as well. There's not going to be any like dilly-dallying. It's a time of making sure that, you know, what you say stays. Okay, there's also can be some, you know, restrictiveness as well. Let's just be honest. There can be some also power plays when it comes to also like emotionally what we want, how we're going about things, if we're going like the light way or we going like the dark way, you know, especially like in our relationships as well, because during this time we have Mercury that's in Pisces as well, and Mercury being in Pisces is, you know, a lot of us astrologers and tarot readers say it's not the best placement. It for me personally, it doesn't really matter, because if you like go to like the high vibration of it, it can actually be really beautiful. So with Mercury being in Pisces during this time, obviously like the conversations are going to be about relationships. It's going to be about, you know, contracts in some way. It's about partnerships. It's a community. It's also about how we communicate our feelings as well. If we want to take things like to the next level, it's about communicating in a way that everyone understands, that everyone is definitely on the same page. And let's not forget we have Jupiter in Pisces. Okay, so things are definitely going to be expanded. Also, we have Neptune there as well, which is going to be showing us that, you know, when we expand our mind, we can create miracles. But sometimes also, you know, we may be thinking something and we're expecting it to happen and it doesn't happen. So there can be a bit of a feelings of like loneliness, feeling of not being understood, and also feelings of like worthlessness in some way, because of the sensitivity, you know, because even though we're moving into Aries season, Pisces is still alive and kicking, guys. So there's going to be that huge sensitivity coming forth, There can be some dreams and illusions of how we view our partner, how we view partnerships, dreams and illusions of what we're signing as well. We have to be very mindful what we sign during this time, because all may not be what it seems. We could be signing something and it's just, wait a minute, I didn't know that I signed up for this, and you know, things can actually go too far because of the excitement that we can be having. But regardless, mind-wise, this is great for imagining, creating, writing. A lot of writing I can see happening. A lot of, you know, journaling our dreams, journaling our thoughts as well. Also during this time, we have Venus and we have Mars that's in Aquarius, and this is going to be a time that we're going to be very much, especially when it comes to relationships, not very highly emotional. It's more like definitely like communicating, but this time it's going to be like more communicating when it comes to like work and our routines. We're going to be really you know, stuck in like, let's get this done, let's get that done. Some of you who are single can meet someone, you know, this is a fresh time, guys. You can meet someone at your job, but they're gonna have to, it's more like you aligning with your both of your mindsets. That's going to be coming as well. And yeah, so with Venus and Mars being there, it can feel a bit like your energy could be, it depends, but it can lag, but it can also, you know, you can get a lot of drive when you're communicating with like groups and associations. Things are a bit more better at work. Things are getting done at work as well. This is also a great time if you, especially if you're gonna try, especially if you're gonna get like, you know, take care of yourself a bit more. Some of you might do it in a way that is very quite unconventional. So that might be seeking, you know, doing like an exercise that no one else has done. Even working in a way that some of you could be looking for a new job that is like to do with like technology in some way, or you know, building like new programs that are very different, very futuristic. Also, like I said, even meeting, some of you can meet people at work who are like very different to yourself as well. But also, this is great if you're like looking for like a new workout that is, like I said, that is no one else has done before, or even like tweaking things. Like some of you might be doing holistic therapies as well, just doing something that you know that everyone knows about but no one's even tried. So some of you guys might be the first people to try something quite holistic during this time. So yeah, there's a lot of energies that's connected to, you know, relationships and, you know, our work life as well. Like I said, it does feel a little bit serious during this time, just a little bit, not too much, guys. I feel that a lot of us are going to be like sort of like hackling down to work, starting something new, starting something fresh, wanting to do something a little bit different as well. There can be some changes also within a work sphere as well. Let's not forget we have Saturn in square Uranus, so there can be lots of changes that can happen. There can be things that spring up that we didn't really know about, and also it's about working with these changes. And you know, some of it can be very shocking, but some of it can also be like, oh, okay, I'm actually was looking forward to this change, so I'm glad this happened. In a relationship as well, there can be some changes. Some of you may want to do something brand new to sustain it. Some of you may want to, there could be, you know, sudden things can happen, whether makeup or breakups, or, you know, dressing up, or, you know, doing something avant-garde, doing something futuristic. It's definitely like a multitude of things as well. But there's a lot of like, there does also feel like this, and I think maybe it's because of Aries, this is drive and energy to just do something very different. Okay, and you know, but it's all, but also we're gonna, but doing something different, but also knowing that there has to be work that's going to be involved, and there might be some, there can be a little bit of drama when it is involved with business things as well. So yes, guys, that's what I see, especially astro wise, and also with my intuition, and on a general, you know, because remember, you know, whenever it's Aries season, you know, even though what I'm saying, it's about being open because things change. When we're doing something new, things change. And it's about when these things change, you know, trying to have that plan B, because things can definitely, we're quickly moving into this decade and things going to change very quickly. You know, every 5 years we're going to be seeing some changes that happen. So we all have to try, even myself, we all have to try and move with the time, move with the changes. And that's one thing that Aries does. Whenever we visit Aries, especially spring equinox, every year, it's about changing something but also starting something and not being afraid, being fearless, going head in. Yes, we're going to make mistakes, but still do it anyway. Okay, so that's like the theme, I would say, for this year, or spring equinox of 2022. So guys, I'm going to be doing the cards for all of the signs, okay? And I've picked out some oracle cards and also numerology cards. And yeah, I think obviously we're going to have to start off with Aries because, you know, you are the star of the show. And I feel a lot of you are actually breathing like a huge sigh of relief, okay? So let's start off with Aries. So Aries, the first card you have is moderation and let go. So it's about you letting go of the old, because, you know, the sun is moving through your 12th house, Aries, and it's moving into your first house. So there's things that I feel a lot of you are still letting go of, okay? Because the 12th house is never an easy house, especially if you're a very hyperactive, fiery person, someone that is very on it. So I feel some of you are still working with letting go. And once you do all like your work, you are now ready for it. Okay, so like I said, I feel a lot of you are going to be still working with that energy, but still, this is a great time. I feel a lot of you are going to be, you know, when this says moderation, I feel moderation because once the fire is burning now, Aries, you guys are going to be very fired up to be doing something very creative. And creative doesn't mean, I feel like in all spheres, like there's something you've wanted to do and now you're going to be going for it. You know, there's a lot of confidence along the way, a lot of confidence naturally that you guys have. But also, you know, like emotionally, there can be some like relationship issues that come in the way because you may want to like move fast in something, and you know, people have to sort of like catch up with you. So like your relationships are going to be playing a little bit like quite a huge part during this time, Aries. But you can definitely handle it. It's more or less about having balance, Aries. So definitely a new time for you guys to be being like your creative self. I feel that some of you are going to be changing how you look, like do like red hair, for instance, and yeah, that's what I see. A lot like changing up your hair in some way, doing something very different. It's about you. This is a time where a lot of you guys may be seeking to, like, you know, build up your finances. In order for you to do that, you have to look at what skills that you have. So some of you are going to be working on your skills, but also building your skills now. So the moderation card is also showing you to like slow down as well. You don't want to get in, you don't want to like burn yourself out, you don't want to get into accidents as well. So you're working with letting go, but also being moderate as well, because such a fiery time for a lot of you. Then we have Taurus. So Taurus, a lot of this energy is in your 12th house. So a lot of you Tauruses are going to be doing things behind the scenes. This is a time where a lot of you are a time to rest. Yes, a lot of you are going to be, you know, working hard because that's what you guys do. You're very, you know, dependable, very stable. But it's a time to rest, work with your energy, Taurus. You know, it can be very easy for a lot of you to like burn yourself out. but your energy may just not be there. So it's listening to your body, listening to your energy, taking care of yourself, doing like lots of self-care rituals, because home and family life are going to be playing also a huge part. A lot of you Tauruses it's time of being, going into like your shell a bit. There's also a huge sensitivity that's going to be happening. I feel some of you Tauruses are going to be, really tending to the home. Some of you could be nesting, decorating, think of something creative. Remember this is a 12th house, so anything can actually come up, but these are energies I'm seeing, especially astro-wise, doing things within the home, but also working towards your goals, working with your energy. I'm seeing hot chocolate, nice baths, but also planning for your future, because your future is very important for you. Stability is of utmost importance. This is also a time that a lot of you some of you Taurians who are very like wanting to be healthy, the mind or the thoughts or feelings may be into like, setting up a routine, getting a bit more healthier, eating more healthier. I might want to eat a bit lighter, because, when you're in the 12th house thing, some of us can tend to get quite sluggish. So it might be eating lighter meals, doing like a softer workout regime. These are things I definitely see. So the card that you have is pay attention to your dreams and follow your dreams. So, like I said, your dreams are, your stability for the future is very important. So, this card's saying, keep doing what you're doing, Taurus, but don't push yourself. When you're resting, that's when you get the most done as well, especially in the mind. Really, if your home life is very stable, enjoy it. Really rest, have naps. Some of you may be working from home, so have naps, work when you need to work, I don't know, an hour or so, but have naps, rest, watch TV. This can be a lot of a time where a lot of you Taurians can be having like, your dreams could actually bring in some creativity. It could also, there can be a spiritual element to it as well. If some of you may be feeling quite stuck creatively, your dreams are going to be very important. And also you're going to be very guided, it feels very much a lot of you are very protected, because there's like a protective aura around you. It doesn't feel very dramatic at all for a lot of you Taurians, especially compared to like last year. So things are just slowing down a bit, and you're working towards taking care of yourself as well, especially because the North Node is in your house. It's about taking care of like the physical body and the mind, and like, not being too stressed in the work. So really take care. When it says follow your dreams, follow your dreams, but also follow your intuition as well, Taurus. Gemini. So Gemini, this is in your 10th house during this time. And yes, a lot of you Geminis, whenever, even though it squeezes you, whenever something's in your 10th house, it is a time that some people can get a bit fearful, but I don't think a lot of you guys, I feel a lot of you are extremely confident. So there's going to be lots and lots of communication, I can feel like, like a telephone call, and, the internet, and, emails, and also getting together with like your friends, making new friends as well. Lots of communication, because a lot of the energy is not in your 10th house, but it's also in your 3rd house as well. So there's a lot of excitement in the air for a lot of you. But also, again, I feel it's about, so there might be things that you might have to be mindful of, i.e. there may be some like craziness behind the scenes going on. So really watch out for that. But regardless, the sun's in Aries. It is in your 11th house. So this is a time of like, new dreams and goals, and associating yourself with people that can inspire you in some way. And this is a time I feel a lot of you are going to be itching to like learn like do some high learning, like learn new skills. Some of you may want to be teachers as well. And, you know, it's like you want to do it all, you know, and the energies of Aries is going to be pushing you to be, and especially with Pisces, why I say your 10th house, sorry, it's your 11th house. So the energy of Aries is going to be pushing you to be, you know, some of you Geminis might be quiet Geminis. So some of you may like start like a new like organization. So that means there's going to be lots of communication. You guys might be the head of something as well. So, or you guys might be thinking of doing this. There could be a lot of brainstorming going on. It's the beginning of a new type of brainstorming. So you got vision board and spiritual partnership. So this is a time, if you're feeling like you're doing everything at once, this is a great time to be doing, you know, doing a spiritual board. Could be a spiritual board, doing a vision board. You know, you're a pretty visual person. So, you know, go on the internet, cut out some visions of what you want to do and stick them down and stick them on the wall in your room so that you can see every day. So it can also keep you on track instead of you doing too much things at the same time, because your mind's going to be buzzing this month, Gemini. You've got a spiritual partnership. So some of you could actually come into contact with someone that is very spiritual, very spiritually minded. You know, they could be teaching you. Some of you Geminis might decide to go the spiritual route. So you can meet like a new guru, a new mentor. They can help you just do meditation, introduce you to new books. They can be from different cultures as well. This is a time of learning, associating yourself with people that you've never associated yourself with, Gemini. Very exciting times for you this month. Cancer. So Cancer. This is a time where a lot of this energy is in your 10th house. Okay. A lot of energy in your 10th house. This is like the high house. This is a time that a lot of you are going to be starting something new within your career. You know, your thoughts, you know, this is about, I feel a lot of you Cancers want to be extremely secure. There might be an insecurity that's coming across. Some of you may be in a job that is no longer serving you, but you're not getting your worth. So you're seeking your worth, like financially worth. And also some of you may be seeking, you know, that you want to actually be, you know, you want to be around lovable people, you know, but obviously seeking the worth is about finances as well. So I feel a lot of you want to be like more financially secure. So you might be looking for like a new job or even starting a business, because Aries being in your 10th house, it is action. It's also entrepreneurship as well. Remember, we're working with the Emperor card here, and that is, you know, that is about how you view yourself when it comes to, you know, people that are higher standing as well, but also of independence. So some of you may decide that, you know, you're going to look for another job. Some of you may be working part-time, but you still may be getting a bit more. You may be in a lot of negotiation going on as well. But also, you know, your friends may play a huge part in this. There could be some ups and downs with friendships, because there may be like a bit of a power shift. You may leave a group, or they may, you know, there might be some just a different, like a type of dynamic that actually comes up during this time. But remember, Cancer, change is inevitable in all. Remember, the North Node's in your 11th house. So there are going to be changes within your, you know, your groups and organizations. But still, some of you are looking for a job, a friend or a associate, you know, someone, a friend knows a friend knows a friend. They could be introducing you to someone. This is very much a time of high ambition for a lot of you Cancers. And, you know, yes, emotionally, thoughts, feelings, maybe some of you may want to be working close to home. You don't want to travel too far. Some of you may want to like decorate the home as well. Lots of communication. It's a time I feel a lot of you are going to be very serious. So if some of you have kids, you may like really crack down on what time they can have the tablet, reading, you know, going to bed. There may be that type of thing going on as well. But obviously the main energy is about your career, You're very, it's not like you're very serious. It's just like something definitely needs to be fresh now. So the card you have is open your heart to love and communication. So yeah, love, obviously, I feel that when it says open your heart to love, loving your creations, loving yourself, Cancer, because when you do that, open yourself to love for me is like mostly to do with confidence. When you love yourself more, when you love yourself, you gain confidence. So if you're feeling any type of, you know, self-confidence is, your confidence is lagging in some way, think about why you are the way you are, and also, you know, what you want in life. Okay, because we've got Jupiter moving into your 10th house soon. So there's a brand new beginning happening for a lot of you Cancers. And this is, you know, this equinox going to Aries, just like the beginning. It's like a bit of a, it kind of actually feel a bit like a test, you know, because your heart and your mind's going to be drawn to home, but also you are thinking about your work and your future, and whether you to work for someone and whether you can work for yourself. And also you've got communication. So communication is going to play a huge part in this, where you're communicating with friends, what you would like for your future, your goals, but also what you would like in your job. So communicate the best way you can, Cancers, you know, because when you do that, you get what you want. You know that. Then Leo. Oops. Leo. I'm doing timestamps as well, guys. So Leo, this is in a lot of the energies in your 9th house, you know, but I feel a bit like Aries. I think the fire signs are really going to enjoy this time. A lot of you Leos are going to be at your best, because this is a time that it's like, bam, I'm here. Okay, I don't give a F. I'm going to be doing this. This is how it's going to be. This is how it's going to be set. I feel some of you are going to be setting like new routines, setting new goals, working towards your goals, actually doing it as well. Some of you Leos who have just a bit like lagged a bit, said you're going to do, you're not going to do it, you're going to be doing it now. I feel a lot of you are going to be, it's not going to be hard. It's not hard to not see a Leo anyway. But now I feel a lot of you are going to be like, you know what? I don't care. This is it. Okay. And it feels like, it actually feels a bit like a conjunction. With conjunctions, they're very powerful. So it feels more definitely like a lot of you Leos are going to have like this conjunction moment. You know, your career is going to be taking like a huge part as well. So some of you are going to be, there could be like promotions that happen as well. Also, it does feel that during this time that there's going to be lots of daily communications with friends, with family, with your siblings, with your neighborhood as well. I feel a lot of you can get a lot of opportunities happening this month, because you know yourself is highlighted, your career is highlighted, even like your learning as well. Some of you may actually, you know, thinking of traveling as well. If you're lucky to, some of you may travel. Some of you may be associating yourself with like new different types of people who speak another language. Some of you may want to even learn a new language as well. It doesn't feel like a time that's going to be on any downtime during the spring season, Leos. Okay, but you have to pace yourself, because your mind, like Gemini, could be running very crazy, could be running, you know, because of excitement, basically. So lots of deep breaths, I feel. Maybe you're ruled by the heart as well. So some of you could feel that, you know, there's a lot of, what's the word? It's excitement, but it can actually be anxiety as well, because you may be putting pressure on yourself to be completing things and meeting deadlines. Some of these deadlines are like your own deadlines. So like take breaths, you know, take time out for yourself. I feel a lot of you are going to be doing like getting yourself like on, like making sure that you're just like looking heavy during this month, whether it's to do with like your health and fitness, your clothes. You're going to be like, I'm going to be changing up something. So you got classes and patience. So when it says classes, some of you may be taking a class. You maybe teaching a class or taking a class to learn something new, learn something for your future. Learning like a new goal. It could be spiritual. It could be, you know, it could be taking a class from someone, a new mentor, or some of you may be wanting, like, been doing online classes as well. It could be writing classes. But also the patience card is that you have to have patience, because you know, like I said, you may want to do it all. And sometimes when we do it all, we can get confused. So patience, like really bide your time, do one thing, then move on to the next. It can feel like for a lot of you Aries that if you don't do it now, you're going to miss out. You're not missing out. It's all in your head. So sometimes, you know, use that energy, but also have that downtime and have patience. Virgo. So Virgo, this is a time where lots of you, I feel, speaking of downtime, I feel a lot of you might be having a bit of a downtime, but a lot of this energy is connected to your, you know, your joint finances, spiritual rituals, practices, but also to do with like deep psychological work. So this might be a time that a lot of you are going to be obviously focusing on your finances. It's a time to be resetting, re-strategizing, buckling down, paying off any debts and loans. Some of you may be getting money coming in as well. Okay. Also, this is a time where I feel a lot of you might be doing a lot of things by yourself or wanting to be by yourself, which is not unusual, because a lot of you Virgos may, you know, Virgos in general are loners. Like Pisces, you tend to get a lot done when you're by yourself because you know how things should be done. So this is where your energy lies. But also during this time, this alone time, there can be some themes that come up, whether it's some traumatic or it's very things that hurt you in the past as well. So these themes could be coming up. So if you don't want to speak to it, it's really great to be writing it down, Virgos, because you're ruled by Mercury. So it's actually great to be writing it down. Other themes I'm seeing is, you know, learning, a lot of learning you're going to be doing about yourself. Some of you may be going like that spiritual route. Some of you may decide that you want to learn about a different subject. It could be a new, like learning a new skill. It could be doing something very spiritual, like, you know, to do with like the mind, body, soul connection. You know, some of you may decide you want to start meditating as well. Yeah, I can feel some of you might want to start to meditate and aligning yourself with like a different, like a group from like different cultures as well. You could be learning from them too. So yes, I see that for a lot of you, but also definitely like the mind is on the money. The money is definitely on the mind. You know, it's about your finances and your joint resources as well. So the card you have is birth and adventure. So I feel a lot of you, when it says birth, it's like a birth of a new idea, birth of a baby. It could be a birth of anything. I feel it's a new beginning. It's like a spring cleaning for a lot of you. The 8th house is a time of transformation. It's like death, rebirth, transformation. So I feel you guys are going to be rebirthed somehow. It's like when the sun moves into Taurus, it's like, oh, I did all the shadow work and now I feel that I can come out there and do what I need to do. So you guys are working on that sort of like emotional, sensitive shadow side that you need to work on basically. And while you're working with your finances as well, and you've got adventure. So see, this is an adventure. Even if things come up now that feels very like emotionally uncomfortable, it's an adventure. You'll learn from it. You're all about learning anyway, Virgos. So just know that anything that you're doing, working on, whether it seems tedious or too emotional, it's an adventure. Okay, because you'll come out of this and you'll also see that you're going to be feeling more fresher, and your mind just won't be too much on the stuff that you feel is weighing you down. Libra. Oops. So Libra. This is in your 7th house. This is opposing you. Yeah, this is about your relationships, business, personal, but obviously relationships. That's where your mind is at. Some of you may want to start a new relationship, you know, do something within your relationship you're having. They might be, you know, doing new games. I'm just saying. But also, this is about communication. You know, some of you may want to commit. This is a sign that this is a time that some of you may want to actually commit to a relationship. If you've been dating casually, you may actually find, you know what, I actually love this person. This is a time of like, you know, this is a time of also being honest. You know, honest how you feel. You know, this, I feel some of you may have this thing of, you know, sometimes when things get a bit too lovey-dovey, Librans appear like they like that, but deep down it's very uncomfortable. But I feel that some of you may just be open to it, you know. And when I say also commitments, this could be commitment in marriage, engagements, committing to like a life partner as well. Some of you are single. Some of you could meet someone in a group, in your friendship group. They could be introducing you to someone who knows someone. You know how it goes. This person could be quite flamboyant, but very intelligent, very beautiful, aesthetically beautiful as well. And, you know, also I do feel there can be some, not issues, but there can be, a lot of you can find during this time that, you know, your personal finances may be playing a huge part as well. But also, if relationships, you know, if it comes to time, during this time that you guys may have to face something within your relationship, this is the time to be doing it now. Because if some of you are like playboys or playgirls, and you know deep down that you like someone, it's time to face why you're being the way you are. You know, so this could be you talking to a therapist, talking to your friend, or even talking to that special person and really opening up. You know, I feel this is, remember, Saturn's in your sign. So some of you who are just dating, this is a time of commitment. This is a time of being honest. This is a time that, you know, because some of you, let's just be honest, when you, there's so many years that you can play. You know, you can be a player, you know. And sometimes when we are just dating this one and this one and that one, it's because something happened in our past. So the past may come up as well, Libra. A lot of past may come up for a lot of you. Some of you may have been hurt in the past, and this could be someone that you was in high school with. You may have loved that person and they dumped you, or, you know, you dumped them but you never got over them. This can actually come up. And some of you may be also with someone that reminds you of that person, and it's time to really sort of separate the past and the future. So I do feel during this time a lot of you may be, you know, really, you know, purging. I feel there's a lot of purging going on as well. And again, it may feel very uncomfortable, but it's essential if you want to live, if you want that perfect relationship in the future or with that person now. So the card that you have is have confidence in your creations and physical activity. So even though this card is very much about, you know, creativity, and but I feel creativity and love go the same. So it's about having confidence. Okay, if you want something to go to the next level, have confidence in it. Be open. Be, you know, nothing. You're not going to be hurt, Libra. And if some of you are doing like something creative during this time, have confidence in it. Try not to doubt yourself, because you are talented. You are creative as well. And you've got physical activities. So some of you, remember, this is the first. Remember, Libra, you know, Aries rules your, you know, it's the first and the seventh house thing. Seventh house also rules the body in a way. So some of you may decide you want to get fit. If some of you are, you know, it's, all of us have felt this. January, you know, we had a good intentions, didn't work. This is the actual time now. You guys may be on it, may be very fast, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to look like this, but also do it for yourself. Don't do it for anyone else. This is a time not to really, you know, I can't say Libra shouldn't please people, because you guys naturally do it. But, you know, during this time, remember Aries rules, you know, this is first house. You know, the physical body does play a huge part. So if there's any ailments that come up, if there's anything physical that you want to change, look into that, you know. So it's a time of spring cleaning. The spring cleaning is physical activity as well. So if you're going to embark on anything, do something you like. Not that someone else is saying you should do it. You know, if you like to walk, go for walks. You like to run, do the same. And, you know, but this is the time I feel a lot of you are going to be changing something within your appearance as well, but also changing something when it comes to how you communicate, especially if the past comes up about a relationship too. Scorpio. Scorpio, this is in your 6th house, okay? Your house of health and routines and your work life. That's going to be playing a major theme. I feel that you and Aries are quite similar too. I know I said Virgo, but it's still quite similar because Aries, Scorpio was traditionally ruled by Mars. So you guys are, you know, let's do this. Let's, you know, this is the time to get fit. This is the time to really sort out any paperwork, spring cleaning, tidying up your house, getting fit, looking at what you're eating as well. You know, you guys have come through a time where probably played hard, worked hard. You know, your health, your you know, your routines may have taken a nosedive. It's the time of restarting it. Okay. Some of you may, you know, again, I feel some of you may want to, there may be things that you guys are doing behind the scenes, like alone. There may be some creations that you guys are coming up with. There can be a very secretive side, which is not hard because you guys are naturally secretive. There may be things that you guys are coming up when you're alone. Some of you guys may be very highly, your intuition may be very high as well. Some of you guys may be sort of like sleeping a bit more as well. Well, if you're doing like a new physical regime, you know, sleeping is definitely key during this time. But, you know, yes, I feel some of you may be doing certain things, you know, behind the scenes. What else can I see? And yeah, definitely a time that you guys are, you know, relationships are going to be playing a part as well. They could be very much highlighted. You guys also may want to commit to a relationship. This is a time of communicating as well. But essentially, excuse me, this is a time to, you know, really buckle down and make sure that your routines are on point, you know, because, you know, whenever the spring equinox comes up, this is a time of, you know, detoxing, like detoxing the mindset as well as the body as well. So I can actually see a lot of you, because I know this might sound strange, but I see a lot of like Scorpions like talking with their friends and everyone's saying what they're going to be doing, but you're just really quiet because you might be thinking you're doing it all wrong. This is how you should be doing it. So, you know, when you're alone, you might be just doing it, you know, whether it's, you know, someone's talking about a soup, for instance, you might be thinking, no, but you need to add like protein as well. It doesn't have to be like chicken and beef. It could be like quinoa or, you know, so I think that you guys are going to be doing a lot of things that you'll be doing will definitely be behind the scenes. Like emotionally, it'll be behind the scenes, you know, and, you know, when the 3 months pass, you're going to be very physically and emotionally and mentally different. Some of you may be even working on like doing meditation work, like really going in, because you guys might not be feeling like yourself. Some of you could be feeling not really emotionally stable, because, you know, the North Node is in your nodes are in your 7th and 1st houses. So this could be tipping a lot of you Scorpions. So you guys might just want to just, okay, this is what I want to do. I'm not going to tell him, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to meditate for 20 minutes twice a day. I'm going to read spiritual. I'm going to understand myself a bit more. I'm going to be a bit more stricter. I'm going to be, you know, so just like, you're just resetting yourself. So the card you got is keep going and parenting. So it's funny parenting came out because some of you guys could be actually parenting people, or your parents could play a huge part in this. You know, I feel some of you could actually be getting some guides along the way. Some people could come into your life that actually remind you of your parents. But also it says keep going with what you're doing. If you have a, you know, your intentions for this time, Scorpios, are real, you know. So, you know, don't let no one dissuade you. That's one of the reasons why some of you may be quite secretive as well about what you're going to be doing. So keep going. You know, you're emotionally strong, but it's time to be mentally strong. And, you know, again, I feel some of you may even decide to like write, you know, if you feel like you're veering off, like you was meant to do this at work, you didn't do it, you couldn't be bothered, you know, write down like your intentions and put it up so that you can just tick it off each day. And even if how you're eating may not be on point, tomorrow's a new day. You know, eating is for enjoyment. If you feel that you're just doing too much, it's just about, you know, cutting down. It's nothing to do with dieting, you know. So you guys know, but keep going, okay? Because you guys are emotionally strong regardless. Then we have Sagittarius. This is in your 5th house, so this is exciting time for a lot of you Sagittarians. Some of you Sagittarians might even come across as very Leo-like during this time. A lot of like energy, creativity. Some of you may have kids. Some of you may be acting like a kid, like a teenager. Again, dressing a bit more louder. You know, the weather's changed. You guys, you know, the weather, it might be sunnier, so you guys may be coming into your own, like, yeah, you know, feeling extremely confident, feeling more at your best as well. So again, like some of the air signs and fire signs, lots of chitter chatter, lots of communicating, lots of, you know, wanting to visit this place, wanting to visit that place, making new friends as well. I feel with you Sagittarians, like your routines can be highlighted as well. Like you guys may want to, like, because there's so many, like all the air and fire, a lot of opportunities that are going to come. You guys, some of you may hire like a PA to like really make sure you're on track. So, you know, this is a time where a lot of you may be looking at, you know, things physically, like your body, a time to be, you know, working out, because the 5th house does rule, you know, the physical fitness. So you guys may be starting to, you know, really work out. Time to be, you know, some of you maybe decide that you want to, you know, eating more salads, you know, feeling a bit more lighter as well. You're coming from this heavy energy of like eating heavy meals. Some of you may want to eat a bit more lighter. There could be some meal prepping going along the way. You know, the weather's changed, so we want to feel a bit more different now. And with Aries, you know, ruling like your 5th house, this is a time of new action, new creativity, having fun, being that childlike, or even if you've got kids, having some fun time with your kids, doing activities with your kids as well. And yeah, fun time for a lot of you Saggies. So you got motivation and new beginnings. So you guys are highly motivated this month, highly motivated. But like I said, I feel some of you may, if some of you your motivation's lagging in any way, you guys may need someone to help you with motivation, you know. So that's like motivation as in, this is what you need to do, sir, this is what you need to do, miss, this is like what's on your next appointment. And because you may be concentrating on the things that seem very glittery, but there's things that are calling to your attention that needs to be done first. So then you've got new beginnings. So new beginnings are happening. It's number 1 card. It's almost like the Magician card. So new beginnings are happening, a very fiery and exciting time. Again, try not to burn yourself out, because, you know, you have the next 3 months is high energy, okay? So some of you, especially if some of you are doing like any workouts as well, it's about high and low. So running with yoga, you know, running with walking, you know, high and low, stretching, eccentrics, and, you know, so because you want to make your energy last until like the summer season, okay? So a lot of good times for a lot of you. Capricorn. So Capricorn, a lot of this energy is connected to the home, your roots, self-care as well. So this is where your full energy is being placed during this spring equinox in Aries. And Also, other things I am seeing is your, money, shared resources. There may be some emotional stuff that you guys may be willing or not willing to work with as well. Not gonna lie, but still. But on a lighter note, creativity is going to play a huge part. I feel some of you may want to be putting some creative work out there, which is always good. And also, if during when things come up, because the fourth house is very much a house that is about the past, and your Capricorn is ruled by the past anyway. So still, this is a time that there may be some stuff that comes up that can actually enhance and transform you in very much a creative way. Okay, so it's seeing it like that, like even if it feels like you might be feeling extremely emotional during this time, write your thoughts. There's something you've always wanted to do, something you always wanted to create. You can put it out there now, because this can actually inspire you to like push yourself and even present yourself in a way that is a bit more fun, a bit more, this is a time that you may challenge yourself as well. This is also a time that some of you may have to really dig deep and do some psychological work on your like emotions and any traumas, past traumas that actually come up. Because this, like I said, it can be presented to you in the way that you might not want it to. Okay, so the card that you have is speeches and speaking and individuality. So, like I said, this is a time that you're going to be, I feel some of you may be putting stuff out there. So when it's creatively, speeches and speaking means that it could be you writing like a speech, or some of you may be speaking, some of you may be like teaching as well. But also this is in the realm of creativity as well. So this can give you a lot of confidence, a lot more vigor, a lot more, I can do this, even if you don't really feel like to, because you just want to just be by yourself or wallow or think about the past a lot. And with this individuality card, individuality is about, you are your own person. You don't have to seek praise from anyone in any way. Be yourself. Even if people don't like that about you, Capricorns, always be yourself. So it does feel very much an emotional time, but you can use this to put stuff out there, and even if it's through social media as well, because social media is about putting like yourself out there. Some of you could even shock and surprise people about how you're feeling. You may be saying, I don't feel too well emotionally, this is what I'm feeling. Some of you may decide to like put like a diary, like a visual diary out there, and you never know who it's going to inspire. You never know who it can help as well. So it's best to see it, try to see it like that. Then we have Aquarius. So Aquarius, this is in your third house. Yeah. Like I said, all the air and fire signs are going to be highly excited. A lot of time of great communication. The main energies of communication, whether it's through media, speaking, writing. I even had drawing as well. Some of you may decide to like draw. Your mind is going to be on a razzle tazzle. Okay. Also energies of relationships that can be coming up as well. Okay. Relationships are going to be a theme that's going to be coming up, because some of you may be so busy with doing what you need to do with friends, family, groups, organizations. Your relationships might take a back seat, so this is going to be highlighted. Communicating in your relationship as well, making sure things are just a bit on point, nothing's left out. Your partner may feel a little bit left out if any of you are in a long-term relationship. Some of you may be wanting a new relationship as well, someone a bit more fun. This is also a time that some of you may learn in a relationship as well. This is a high time that a lot of you will do some like long distance learning, whether through spiritual work, doing something to do with like the law. Yeah, something to do with like the law could actually come up. When I say the law, like things can work in your corner. Some of you may decide to study to be a judge, a lawyer, or barrister, any of those. But yeah, or even aligning yourself with people. But whatever happens, you're going to be learning from it, you know. And you will. I don't think a lot of you Aquarians will not forget this spring season in a hurry. You know, it can actually feel a bit like I've done so much, I've learned so much, I've talked to so much people. And some of you if some of you are actually wanting like a new career, you could be, you know, a lot of opportunities can be presented to you. A lot of opportunities can actually come now. So it's really great for a lot of you Aquarians. So you've got to stay true to yourself and perseverance. So if some of you are coming across as quite wacky, especially in how you're communicating, be yourself. Be true to yourself. This is the time where a lot of you may be wanting to align yourself with people that understand your uniqueness. You know, it's a time that because some Aquarians, they can change when they're around certain groups of people. This is the time that you're not going to be doing that. You've got Saturn that's in your sign until next year, March. Okay. So between now and March, there's going to be lots of changes. And some of these changes are going to be within you, your environment, groups, organizations. Some of you may decide that you want to do some humanitarianism work. Align yourself with people that are about that too. And even if it might feel too radical, you are being true to yourself. And you've got perseverance. So it's about persevering. If there's projects that you're doing during this time, I feel a lot of new projects you'll be doing during the spring Aries season. Persevere. Even if it feels hard, it feels like, you know, things are taking too long to come up, really persevere, because you've got this conjunction that's going to be in your house for the next 20 years, and you're going to be the star. You're going to be moving mountains, and, you know, you're going to be like a leader. Okay, so it's about having perseverance and not giving up, even if things feel really hard. And also, especially if you're doing so many things at once, try and do one at a time, but keep persevering, because in the long run, between now and next year, especially when Pluto goes into your sign as well, this is a very powerful time. And it also feels like whatever you're doing now, Aquarius, is going to be highlighted next year going forward. Okay. And last but not least, we have Pisces. Yeah. Oops. Pisces. So Pisces, this is in your second house. A lot of themes within your second house. Also, this is the time of your routines, your health, your work life, and also money. You know, money in general, obviously, but also what's the word? Your joint finances in some way as well. So emotionally, there's a lot of like joint finances coming up. Some of you may decide that you want to, if you're working somewhere, you may want more. You know, it's about your self-worth. Some of you who are not working, you may go out there and get like a new job. This is going to be actually really great for a lot of you Pisceans, because, you know, like I said, this is about your routines. So I feel a lot of you Pisceans are going to be quite strict in being like dedicated to either finding a new job, or if you have a job, you're going to be doing things properly, which may shock a lot of you. This is a time a lot of you are going to be sorting out your money as well, communicating as well, making sure bills are paid, making sure debts are paid as well, and communicating with people that, you know, money could actually come to you. You could be paying money out. Okay, so a lot of these themes are going to be very much on the sphere for a lot of you Pisceans. And this is also great, again, to be spring cleaning, like your diet, your what you're eating as well. Some of you may embark on a new workout regime. Leo, being on the ascendant of this, is Leo rules your 6th house anyway. So you're going to be, I feel a lot of you are going to be taking, you know, your health very seriously now, and watching what you're eating, you know, but also it's going to be giving you, it's going to be freshening up your mind. But also, you know, it's actually a great time to be looking for like a new job, or, you know, actually, you know, saying your worth, like, you know, we're going to pay you this. No, actually, I would like this because this is what I'm about. This is about you communicating your truth, Pisces, saying, you know, I'm a hard worker, so how come I'm not getting paid that? Or an employer can actually see that with you, Pisces, and actually pay you even more. Do you know what I mean? But if you're one of those Pisces that sort of runs late, you guys may decide, I'm just going to wake up a bit earlier, work out, eat this, be on time for work. Some of you can come across as quite Virgo as well. Even when it comes to like your finances, come across as very like diligent, not spending too much, you know, spending on what you need, but, you know, savings, communication with your partner. And also there can be some themes that come up as well, Pisces, when it's to do with like your mindset as well. So I feel like some of your mindset might be very strict, might be very grounded, very down to earth. There can be some changes that happen as well, so look out for that. This is also great for a lot of you to be doing some like meditation work, I see, because the mind can play tricks on us during this time. It can make us think and dream, and, you know, so this is actually great for you guys to be, you know, especially during your routine, to like incorporate meditation, continuing it, because it will really enhance and really benefit you. So you've got media, okay, and time out. So when it says media, it's about a lot of you could be deciding that, you know, especially when it comes to like your work, you want to work in the media, or you'll be doing more work on social media, be doing like blogs. Some of you decide, you know what, I wanted to start a blog, I'm going to start doing a blog. I'm going to be more active on social media. I'm going to be speaking more. I'm going to be writing more. Some of you could decide to, like, you know, write a book or finish a book. Some of you want to get your stuff published as well. Very busy time. This could actually bring in more money as well. Money may not be coming quickly, but whatever you're going to be starting, initiate, especially when it says the media card, I feel that you working in the media is going to be very beneficial. And I've said this before. You guys maybe had that conjunction in Saturn and Pluto in 2020. I said 2020. It's in the 11th house. 11th house rules media. It also rules gains. This is going to be in your house for the next 38 years. Even though it is it's highlighted for 2 years, it's for the next 38 years as well. So we're going to see a lot of Pisceans in the media anyway, or in groups and associations doing humanitarianism work. But also what you say, Pisces, is going to be very impactful. So if some of you guys decide to work in the media, now will probably be a good time. Even podcasting will be good, doing audio, you know, your voice, the voice, Pisces. Remember, this is the voice. And also time out. So because, you know, if some of you work in the media, doing any media work, it's great to be writing your thoughts, journaling, doing poetry, taking time out, like I said, doing breath work, meditating, maybe doing yoga, doing some tarot work, just to understand what's going on. Even though it doesn't feel as busy as the air and earth's air and fire signs, because of the energies that I'm picking up and these cards, it's going to be probably a very busy time for a lot of you. And relationships, yes, they do play a huge part as well. I do feel a lot of Pisces relationships do play a huge part. There will be some relationships, you know, some of you may not be wanting to be being too close in a relationship for somehow, but this is going to be playing a major theme. Also contracts as well, so mind what you're signing. Continue to communicate in relationship, because there can be a bit of an overwhelmness coming on as well, Pisces. So, you know, making sure that you're checking in with your partner checking in with you as well, because some of the energies are still Piscean during this time. So pretty busy time for a lot of you Pisces for the next 3 months. So guys, that was the spring equinox reading for all the signs and the energies. You know, feel free to let me know how it's gone for you, and also feel free to come back to this video if you want some, you know, just a little bit of a refresher of what could be happening for you guys and your guides from the tarot. And also don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and also, you know, follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And yeah, thank you very much guys for listening, and have a lovely spring equinox season, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.